Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another one of the brokenStones business podcasts. Joining me today, one of the superstars of Lichfield and Birmingham marketing, Hannah Montgomery from Golddust. Welcome.
Thank you for having me on.
No, it's a joy to see you again. It's a while since we've talked, and I know you've been incredibly busy over the last couple of years, both in terms of growing your business, but a lot of the awards and recognition you've got. So I think for the benefit of people who don't know you, do you want to give us your elevator pitch, and then we'll crack on from there?
Yeah, no problems. So I'm a chartered marketeer with 17 years international board level experience in helping B2B companies get return on investment through their marketing.
Brilliant. What was your background before you set up your own agency? Where were you before then?
I worked predominantly with tech companies that sold into health and social care. So that's kind of my niche, but marketing principles are the same. So they kind of carry on through whatever business model.
No, cool. Now we've obviously we've worked together on a couple of projects in the past, and we've known each other through networking and local business. What place to start in terms of businesses that you try and target and geographies that you work in? Give us your top line there.
I've got international clients, but they're predominantly working in health and social care. So I've got clients based in Canada, Singapore, America, but I also like working with local small companies because you can make a huge amount of difference. So it's either international if they're based in health and social care, but locally probably within the West Midlands region, really.
Yeah, very cool. Give us a bit of a flavour of some of the projects you've worked on recently.
Literally been at the Care Show at the NEC this week. I've got a couple of clients that have been exhibiting there. So preparing them for the exhibition, making sure follow-up's all planned and that they're hitting the targets and getting return on investment. I've literally just finished doing a hard copy direct mail campaign for a logistics company that I can show you as well, because that actually looks kind of interesting. What else have I been doing this week? I've just got off a call with an accountant that I do just an hour a month. We kind of talk about marketing plans, and then the marketing assistant goes off and does it. So all manner of different things.
Fantastic. Tell me about the show. I mean, we've done a show recently a couple of weeks ago with 1,400 or 1,500 people there over 2 days, and it just felt brilliant to get out there and press the flesh. Yes, obviously there are concerns about health and COVID and that sort of stuff, but it just felt wonderful to get out there and see people again, because people buy people, and it was lovely to do it. How did the show go for you?
Really, really well. They've superseded the targets that I gave them. So that's all good, and really positive feedback. And as you say, there seemed to be a buzz there. And although you'd think there'd be more fear because the Care Show, a lot of the delegates were from care homes and domiciliary care providers. So I thought there might be a lull compared to client last week did one that was targeting plumbers and trades, and that was buzzing. So I thought maybe health and social care might dip, but it hasn't at all. And the conversations, people are wanting to buy as well. So it's not quite all doom and gloom, which is great.
Yeah, brilliant. And we've already sort of moved on to one of the specific areas that you work on now, which is preparing companies for shows and helping companies market shows and follow up on shows. Just give the listeners an overview of that side of the business, and maybe we can talk more about that then.
Yeah, no worries. Well, if you think about exhibitions and shows, you've got the ability to target people with their five senses, which you can't do across any other marketing medium. I've got some stats. 76% of visitors to a show have buying responsibility, and a third of those cannot be reached in the office. So even if you're calling them, you're sending them direct mail, you've got the opportunity to sell at an exhibition. So it's really good at delivering return on investment if you actually have a strategy and a reason to go. But so many people see it as a shoehorn exercise. When I go into clients, they're like, oh my God, like a week before, we've got to go to this show, someone booked it and we don't have a stand and we don't have that. And not planning is such a wasted opportunity that I've got kind of a proven, tried and tested. I've run events in Australia, in America, in Holland, all over the shop, and the UK, and I've had many a crisis, and I've probably gone through most things that will go wrong. So I've kind of got a proven pre-exhibition checklist that I kind of go through with companies to ensure that they're completely prepared to have a successful event.
I mean, is there a formula for getting a decent proposition at a show? I mean, we keep things fairly simple. You know, obviously we're an IT company, and we can have some fairly funky things on the stand. But in the end, there's limited time at shows, and there's a lot of exhibitors. You see a lot of the stands where they're very busy because they're full of goodies and stuff like that, and a lot of people seem to get obsessed with the more stuff we can give away, the better, and that's not often the case, is it?
No, you want quality. I think the first thing to know is briefing your sales staff on the stand. So, for instance, if nobody has the IT buying power, or they're not even connected to IT, you find that out straight away. So for lots of my clients, they're selling to care homes. So they go, "Hi, do you run a care home? Do you work in a care home?" "No, we offer software for care homes, so we might not be right for you, but here's a leaflet. Thank you, goodbye." And making sure that you don't go through the whole demo process of like half an hour and then go, "And what is it that you do?" "Oh, I'm just here with my friend."
Brilliant.
That can be awful. And what a waste of time. And I think it's the smaller amount of leads, as you say, it's quality over quantity. But what's another top tip is tying in with the exhibition organisers. They want their exhibition to be better than anybody else's exhibition because they want repeat visitors and repeat exhibitors booking on for next year. So if you can work with them to figure out a pool, one of my most successful events, I worked with the event organiser, and we were launching a white paper. So I had people walking around the venue with like sandwich boards on. And I also had people walking around dressed up as old grannies and old granddads. And everyone was like, "What's this all about?" And then over lunch, they did a flash mob. So whilst everyone was eating in the like kind of area designated, whipped off their granny costumes, they had the company branded top on. "Come now and see the launch of our white paper." Dancing people across to the stand. Then it's videoed, it's hashtagged, it's going then viral through on Twitter. The hashtag can then trend, which then helps the show exhibitors. They create more publicity. Then they will do the PR for free off the back of it. Then people will be sharing it. So that's the extra thing that you've got to consider when you go into these shows. How can you get every little bit out of it?
Cool. I mean, we did a show 2 weeks ago where there were about 1,400 or 1,500 people there. All the people who turned up got a goodie bag on the entrance. We put something in there because the show was about keeping customers, attracting and then keeping customers. So we put a key in the bag with a fob on it that people could write their details on, bring it to the stand, and then they had a chance to unlock a padlock on the stand which had a laptop locked up. And we probably got about 200 people coming to the stand, which was probably 150 more than we would normally get. I mean, we didn't have grannies getting undressed. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should do that next time. But it just, it got people coming over. Even though a lot of them, I'm sure, they were only interested in winning the laptop because it was 1,500 quid's worth of IT kit. But they were suddenly asking questions about their emails and antivirus and all stuff like that. And it just created conversations which we wouldn't normally have, and it was brilliant. And it was funded, the laptop was funded by one of our suppliers. So it was great. It was something we hadn't done before, and we'd certainly try and do that again. Which brings me on to the next point, and I know we talked about it just before we went on air, is the follow-up process. That's the key. And you've got some pretty strong views about that, haven't you?
Yeah, there was some mystery shopping going on, and out of that 63%, and it was only 12 people that got mystery shopped, but 63% of them didn't follow up. And you're like, where have you spent all this money and time? It's not just the stand space costs quite a lot of money. You can spend thousands of pounds upon that. Then you've got all your exhibition kit. And if you've got someone custom building it, that's like tens of thousands of pounds. You've got your staff costs because they're out of the office. You've got their food. You've got their travel. You've got their staying over the night. And then to not follow it up is absolute madness.
So, I mean, critically analyse what we've done then. So I think a couple of days after the show, everybody got a LinkedIn invite that I wasn't already linked to, with a personalised message rather than just sending the invite. And then 2 or 3 days after that, then everybody got an email, which again was tailored to their needs, but with a brochure, which was about the show that we'd done. We were launching a new cyber security product, and also a diary link to booking conversations into my time. So there's a call to action there. And then next week I've got scheduled in time for calling then and follow-up telephone calls. Is there something we've missed there, or does that sound a relatively structured way of doing it?
Really structured. The only thing I would then say is then diarising in 3 months' time to contact again, and 6 months' time, and maybe tie that in with something through the post that's a key or a lock. You may have forgotten that we unlock this or what have you, and just another medium in which to neuroscientifically get them in the keep net and make them thinking of you, really.
So that's interesting. I hadn't thought about that. So obviously tying it into our CRM package so the calls are there, we're relatively strong at doing that, but keeping that key message going, you think will stimulate interest at their end still?
Yeah, because they'll remember you as being the stand that had the key.
The key.
So that's what they've remembered, especially out of that, you said 200 data set.
Yeah.
You keep them every quarter for maybe the next 12 months. That's the touch point. And then before you go to the next show, you've already got that 200 list that you've been trying to work for the last year. Are you coming to the show? We know you came last time. We're going to give you the we'll let you know what's happening on our stand before anybody else. Come or even invite them to a special pre-launch of something because they came last time, or they've got 2 goes at it over everybody else or something, in a way to completely just keep working that data.
Oh, fantastic. How do your clients and how do you measure success from the campaigns that you do and the shows that you do? How do you go about saying to them, yes, you've had X amount of people replying, this amount of calls? In the end, people are after sales, pounds and pence and stuff like that. But what do you consider to be a successful marketing campaign these days?
Literally anything that gets a profit or is memorable. If you do a marketing campaign, even that just breaks even because of the traction that you've got, that would be successful. But obviously you're aiming for way more than that, and it just depends on the cost of the product, really, doesn't it? Like some of my clients, their base level price is like $3,000 for like entry level system, and then we're talking tens of thousands of pounds. So the return on investment can quickly mount up and sound fantastic. The best return on investment that I got for a direct marketing campaign was 7,185%.
Wow.
But that's because of the cost. And if you didn't follow it up, so it's not really the campaign, is it? If someone wasn't following it up and it wasn't a good salesperson that could then close it, it might not have got anything if you just send it and it falls on deaf ears. So I think it's every part of the process, but also the percentage and return on investment depends on the cost of the product, doesn't it, really?
Would you agree that there are still businesses out there that see marketing as it has to have that immediate effect? Why haven't we done a campaign? Why haven't we suddenly made an extra 300% profit? Because, for instance, we've done a marketing campaign with you a couple of years ago, you remember, where it was our most successful marketing campaign ever, but it was marketing to the existing client base about backups, the fact that Microsoft and Google didn't back up people's emails. And we had something like 91 or 92% uptake on that. But everything can't be that successful, can it?
Yeah, but that's a really valid point in terms of consider marketing to your current customers. Everybody, it's like that, the adage of join Sky and you get a voucher, or, once you're in the keep net, people don't care about you. And it's like the banking analogy of get £100 to join up. Why not work on your customer data and always have campaigns to upsell to them continually, and have little campaigns that will help them feel wanting to stay? So you've got all the recurring revenue coming from them. It makes complete sense. Then you had an over 90% take-up rate. Let's be honest, if you did that campaign to data that you'd never spoken to before, new business prospecting, although it was a very good campaign, I'm doubtful that you would have had that uptake on it. So I think you should probably do more marketing initiatives.
So for companies out there who are still new to marketing and embracing it, are there some relatively, I won't call them easy wins, because that doesn't sound right, but we've got a marketing apprentice working for us now, Taylor, who you know, and she's doing some really good work on things like the brochure, which we have. We've got a newsletter which is going out on a monthly basis. We're doing blogs. We're also doing the podcasts now. Are there some nice, I will call them easy wins? Is there stuff people should be doing which would be a good place to start?
Yeah. Do a customer satisfaction survey annually. You get feedback from your clients. You get feedback on the services that you're doing. Often they give you the gems of. So I did customer satisfaction survey with a logistics company, and they said, is there anything else that we could do that you'd like on offer? And they asked for something like a 28-ton service, a van, to be able to deliver something or other. they could do it, but they just weren't advertising they did it. And then straight off the back of that, they had a new service and then had a sale off the back of it. Getting feedback from your customers is like invaluable. And that's a touch point again with your customers, so they feel like they know, like, and trust. Before you launch any service, have your friendly clients that are almost in a workshop user group capacity, because then they will give you honest feedback, which is, you and I might like a certain thing, but we're not our ideal customers. So it doesn't really matter what we like. It matters what they like. So the quick win is do a customer satisfaction survey annually, because you'll get dividends from it.
Do you think a lot of companies would say, "Oh Christ, I'm not sure I want to hear that"? If that makes any sense. But then again, you suddenly get that nightmare email or call 6 months down the line and say we're moving somewhere else because you weren't interested in our opinions.
Yeah, exactly. It's about the recap of it as well. So good, bad, and ugly, recap what it is, but that gives you the ability to rectify it. And then once your clients see that you are listening to what they say and you're changing it, so you do a recap. We did the customer satisfaction survey. Thanks for your input. We are now going to, off the back of this, do this within these timeframes, and then just do what you say you're going to do. They'll feel reassured. Then you've got the ability to book in additional meetings and go, oh, we had your feedback and we saw this. Can we talk about this more? How can we help support you? I think it's a give. If you want to keep your customers, you build a relationship with them to the point where they can be so honest that they can go, that was awful. Let's make it better. Or else they're going to run away and they're going to badmouth you and you're never going to know about it.
No, fair play. In terms of your business, I mean, that's great. I think that's something certainly we try and do in our customer reviews. All our customers have a quarterly review, but I think on an annual basis as well, just that brutally honest feedback opportunity could be vital. In terms of your business then and plans moving forward, have you thought about the next 5 years for Golddust and what's on the cards, or is it,
Yeah, it's kind of, we launched Golddust Events, which has got its own website, so www.golddust.events, that specifically helps companies get ready for trade exhibitions. And we're pushing that more now, obviously post-pandemic. And I'm also working with certain event organisers to go in and deliver a lunch and learn for a bigger return. So they have big events at London Excel and the NEC. Their top 20 clients that are spending tens of thousands of pounds on space. I then go in and deliver an hour's kind of lunch and learn. They have like a premium networking opportunity. They get top tips off me. And then that's a way of growing revenue streams into Golddust Events. Brilliant. So that's kind of one stream, and we're looking to grow that. I've also got www.golddust.direct, which is like Moonpig for business. So you're able to go on there, choose a campaign. So if you want to send a campaign to your staff, customers, or prospects, you can go on there and have a look at the campaigns that are available, change a small amount of text, just like you would on Moonpig, and put your company logo on, and it goes out as an A5 double-sided postcard. So it's growing that, and that's getting resold now through agencies and printers. So they're then redistributing it through there, and just working on the consultancy element with Golddust Marketing, just trying to continue to support clients. That's the next 5 years. I don't want to grow any more than that. That's really great.
And you've had some awards recently. Do you just want to quickly have a bit of a brag?
Why not? Of course. In January, I was Lichfield, Tamworth, Sutton Coldfield, and Cannock Chase's Young Professional of the Year through their Chambers of Commerce. And then last month, the month before, I won the Future Face of Sales, Marketing and Communications for Greater Birmingham through the Greater Birmingham Chamber of Commerce. Chris, I'm grabbing onto youth. That's what it is.
And quickly, I appreciate time is moving on here. What do you do outside of the work then? Just give people a taste of what you're about when you're not marketing.
I walk a horrific amount. I think lockdown made me a bit mental. Like it's made everyone mentaler, whatever you want to say. So I have a number of steps that I like to achieve weekly. So you'll often just see me around the local area with a backpack on, walking.
Did I see that you did the 3 peaks or one of the peaks? I'm sure I saw a post about this.
Went to do the 3 peaks, slid a little bit down Ben Nevis. So I then gave myself Achilles tendonitis, which I had to then have physio.
Dangerous game walking.
Yeah, I know, right? Who knew?
Anything else you want to say to the listeners before we wind up? Or you've given some contact details, haven't you, and websites and stuff like that?
Yeah, no, but if anybody is looking to exhibit and even just wants a half an hour quick chat, no strings attached. more than happy to help.
Like I said, people can find you on LinkedIn and Google and Facebook and all the. I see a lot on Instagram as well, actually. So that's pretty good down the goods there. But brilliant. Listen, thanks for joining us today. It's been a pleasure as always, and we'll catch you soon.
Cheers, Jonathan.
Take care. Bye.